Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday mornings.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of
Open Late with Nev and Kev.
I'm Nev.
And I'm Kev.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, they don't know this, but that took a couple tries to get that right.
It's because we got the dual camera. Again, this is going to be a test run. We might as well get it out of the way early. Yeah. His scene is looking mighty tough right now. We got the
check
open
out this
sign.
open sign behind me. Honestly, this is where it should be from now on.
Yeah. No, that's money. It's clean. It's clean right there.
Yeah, we gotta spruce up the space behind you though.
Yeah, it's looking a little
sad
over here.
Kevy was telling me about this like nice big old LED lamp thing on Amazon, so I went ahead and bought that. We're gonna probably throw that behind him, spruce it up a bit, maybe throw a nice little
plant or something,
some greenery.
Yeah, I think that's really all we'll need. If anything, depending on the glare, we can kind of, but it's all a learning process. We're still early on. We ain't even in double digits yet, so we got plenty of.
This is episode
9. Yes, sir. Speaking of this episode 9, we're flipping the pot on its head top a little bit by changing up a little bit of the vibes. Before getting into it though, I do think it's important. I know we just recently did a pod. We haven't had too much of a stretch since the last one. So if there are updates for your health and everything, go ahead and drop that on them.
So I want to keep the topic of this pod light, but I'll still give you guys an update on everything going on. So last episode we talked about how my mom just got diagnosed with stomach cancer. So now the treatment that we're going for, we don't know what the treatment protocol is going to look like yet. She has to go do a PET scan and go do a couple other tests. But it's actually kind of wild because my mom's going to be treated at the same cancer center that I was treated at, and with like the same oncologist, the same medical team. Mm-hmm. So it's really trippy. And like the other day we went in over there just to check her in for like her new patient stuff, like registration and all that. And like the front office ladies, they saw me and they're like, "Nevin, what are you doing here? You don't have an appointment." And I was like, "Guys, I'm not here for me." And then I look at my mom and then they look at her and then they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I was like, "Yeah, like she got it too. She got the stomach cancer." And then they're like all so shocked and surprised.
They've got to feel slightly broken by hearing that. Like, my God, they just watched you go through all that and then ring the bell and like your mom there, along with all of us, healthy and happy and everything, and then to be back there and the narrative completely it's like I'm here for my mother. Like, I'll probably take the air out of the room, dog. You know what I mean?
It was a fucking crazy ass array of emotions, and like even the nurses that were treating me. Like, after I told them that, like, they were so shocked. They were so sad. Like, they were crying.
Yeah.
Like, they hugged my mom. And I was just like, dude, like, this is so crazy. And it's like, I feel like I'm reliving all of that cancer stuff. Because, like, I just went through that in the same facility with the same staff, with the same doctor.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't even get a break in between. It's like, I just finished my cancer. And then now it's like, my mom has it now. So it's like, back to back, and it's just been fucking like crazy.
Yeah, of course. You like, probably can't even catch your own breath where you're just like one thing after the other.
I can't even comprehend it, bro. But I mean, like, the good thing at least I know is like I know how great that facility is. I know the people that work there are literally angels.
Yeah.
And like they have been sent down to like take care of us and take care of people, and they're like the greatest people.
Doing the Lord's work, man.
Doing the Lord's work.
Usually we are on the negative side of the medical industry, which warranted. I'm not even going to sit here and say it's not, but we have also touched on and speaking graces where, flowers are due, and like the team that you had over there, as well as even people I have on my medical team from UCSF that I've had since I've been very young. Like, some of them are just so incredible, and they're literally there for the benefit of you and doing everything they can to make sure you're okay. And you could tell in their heart that they care and that they're kind and that they're in it for the right reasons. And so even though my short time of being, there for when you rang the bell and got to kind of not necessarily meet everybody, but I've seen everybody that was a part of your team.
Interact with me.
And just all like, it just felt like family oriented. Like it just felt like they were an extension of your family, and that they really were rooting for you, you know, and that's incredible to see. And it's beautiful that there's still that out there for people, you know. So like, given, like you said, your mom going through this, at least in the circumstances in which that she is facing this, it's with the team of people like that around her that are going to be there to emotionally, you know, back her, as well as give her the best care that, you know, and the kind of care that she needs.
Definitely. And I definitely trust.
Shout out to them, man.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. Like I definitely trust them to, like, with my life, with all of our lives, you know. Like there's something about oncology nurses, like they are the most amazing people on the planet. Like they are tasked with taking care of people with a crazy disease like cancer, and they just shift the energy every time you see them. Like even in chemo, like you feel horrible when you're going through chemo. You feel like absolute shit. But like the smile from the oncology nurses, it makes you smile a little bit inside. You know, they're still cracking jokes. They're still like
banter and stuff.
The banter is amazing. Like, you know, they're telling me their life stories. Like I got really close with my oncology nurses. Like, you know, like shout out to Crystal, to Serena, to Stephanie, to Nicole, to Amali, Lauren. There's so many of them that are just incredible people, you know. And like I really felt a bond when I was going through chemo. And you know, like I feel like those are people I would have at my wedding one day. You know, like that's how much of a connection that was made during chemo. And then now it's like, now these are the same people that are going to take care of my mom too. Right. You know, so it is family, you know, and it's just crazy because my whole experience with healthcare in general and healthcare workers and like, you know, always having to fight my primary just for basic things and like stuff like that. And like I saw like the terrible side of the healthcare industry in that regard, but I also saw the incredible side of like the people that are actually here doing this work because they actually genuinely care about people.
Right. Makes it hopeful that it does exist. And,
that is not all bad out there.
Yeah, totally. That's good, man. I mean, given, you know, as good as it can be. But you know, I think obviously she'll be in good hands, and all the prayers and positive energy that way, and you know,
and when we talked to the oncologist too, there was two oncologists we seen. There was one that she saw when she was in the hospital, and then there was my oncologist. The one in the hospital was straight to the point. You're doing intense chemo, FLOT, FLOT, that's the regimen for stomach cancer, and then like it's really hard chemo. Whereas my oncologist, he's like, hold on, let's look at the CT. Let's look at the PET scan. Let's look at, let's do a procedure called a EUS, endoscopic ultrasound. I know a couple guys in the Bay Area that could do it. There's only a handful of people that can do it. So let's do that. And based on all of those tests, if we can really, really confirm that it hasn't spread and it's only in one area, I think I might know a guy that can just take it out. And it's like, that is the power of that guy. My oncologist is a fucking G. Like, you know, he was like, look, like, let's try everything before we put her through that to make sure that, hey, is there another option? Whereas the other oncologist was like, straight to chemo. You know, so.
Yeah. And then that's where it gets gross, where you're like, all right, you know, but it's, I think I've seen this. I want to say almost guarantee that it was on Joe Rogan. This is like a week or so ago. I don't even remember who he was talking to, but I'm pretty sure this is where I seen it. But it was like a percentage came out that he had read that it was like 80% or 70% of diagnoses are wrong from the first and the second time that you get seen. And that's why they say by the third opinion, that person is probably more concise between the two first versions.
They just go off what they said.
Yeah, because like the one will give you like what you're experiencing, the hardcore, nope, it's clean cut and dry, this is what we got to do. Then you get the other one that's like hopeful. And then sometimes like if you were to go for a third, that person, if they were then to know between the two and they are able to give you more of like a, like what makes the most sense or even a different perspective, because it's all innocent's perspective. Like they're looking at this and they're reading it differently. They're looking at their options differently based off of their experience and knowledge. So if that person's regimen always is just chemo, we're not even going to entertain anything else. And you know that person is like, that's just what they do. Like doctors that like, they're like, nope, surgery. Yeah. Not anything before that, straight surgery. Then you talk to a secondary and they're like, wait, well, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. Like, wait, there might be some, yeah. And then they were saying, like I said, like you then by the third opinion by a different doctor, you were able to then get a better idea of which one of those things align more with what makes the most sense for you and your family. Yeah. But if you just go based off of your first, you know, whatever you want to call it, just overview of what you're going to need, a lot of times that shit either sets you back, makes things worse, or it wasn't even needed to begin with. Yeah. And so it's always important to have those other opinions and things like that. So to know that then you're able to talk to another oncologist that's like, hey, hold on. Yeah. We could possibly do something here that could make everything 20 times easier and better for your family than having to go through intense chemo. Exactly. But I think that's very important to exercise those options, you know.
The first oncologist she saw when she was in the hospital, like he was intense chemo route, right? So like I got his name, and my oncologist that treated me, like, dude, this guy's such a fucking G. Shout out to Dr. Sidhu, man, because like when he started treating me, he gave me his personal phone number. He said, hey, you have any questions ever throughout chemo, throughout after chemo, throughout any point in time. Yeah. Text me or call me. Personal phone number. I've had to use it. I've texted him on the weekends, you know, and he's responded. So like when my mom got her diagnosis, I texted him and I was just like giving him the breakdown of like, hey, like she was in the hospital. This is what happened. This is what they said. This is the oncologist that they referred us to. What do you think about him? Do you know anything about him? And then like literally 45 seconds after I sent him that text message, he starts calling me. And then he's like, hey, tell your mom to come into my office right now. It's like, you don't need an appointment. We're going to fit you in. And I was like, damn, what would have taken weeks waiting for the other oncologist to even schedule us for the first consultation, first seeing us? Like this guy calls me within seconds. He's like, come right now. Yeah. That's awesome. And we're like, oh shit. So then we went over there. He saw us like right away, ordered all the paperwork, ordered all the tests, all the imaging, everything. He even introduced us to his insurance department. He's like, hey, talk to them, see what you guys have to do to figure out approving these tests. Like, I already put in all the orders. Like, these are the people you contact if you have issues with your insurance. Like, here's their personal phone numbers. And it's like, dude, it's such a hands-on level of care over there at Dignity Health. Like, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. At least with this team, with Dr. Sidhu and his oncology team, like, bro, like, personal phone number from a doctor.
It's incredible, man.
No doctor does that.
No, for sure. A lot of them like use an app where it's like connected to like a work phone or whatever, where they're able to at least get notifications and updates a lot quicker. But to have a personal direct line of communication is pretty fucking rad.
Like when I was in the hospital with my heart problems, I texted him, gave him the update, called me right away. He's like, I'm putting in a referral at UCSF for you right now. I was like, damn, like that's how quick it can go.
Quick, you know, like that is from a doctor like that instead of like, you know, the front department where they're like, you know, having to email and call and they're like, they're not getting back to us. And then if a doctor takes, he's like, I'm gonna handle it. Like, don't you worry, I'm gonna get it squared away.
And that's the difference in care, man. Bro. Like that is very important. You know, like you never know when you have these random types of questions. So
there's hope. There's hope, man.
There's good people in the medical industry. Hope. I know we shit on the medical industry a lot, but I've seen firsthand how great those people can be, you know.
Well, and that's why, pal, today taking a new leaf.
Yeah, we're taking a new leaf today. We're not gonna shit on the medical industry today. We just got done praising them, but I think, as promised, as we've talked about for many episodes now, we got to get into Kevy's fucking crazy club stories, man. Back when you were bartending, dog.
Yeah.
At Rancho.
Oh yeah, it'd be impossible to do, but like I talk to them still, like my crew from bartending, which like I couldn't have asked for like better coworkers, like the core group that we had. Mind you, we had Rancho, like it's peak, bruh, like the pinnacle of what that place was, which was short-lived, was second to none. Like you have like obviously your Palladium and whatnot, like it's been there forever, but like the way that we were able to cultivate that place to be what it was before the owner ran it into the ground, and you know, I could tell you plenty of stories about that, but for just to give an example of what that place was, it's a 300 person capacity, like 327 people, a nationwide exempt stage that was built, 5 bartender full length bar, two kitchens, a bull riding, machine, a back bar for 2 bartenders, like just like VIP, like it was a legit like modernized country bar / literal club, and it was a lot of fun, man. It was just a lot of fuckery that happened, and the core group that we had, I started there as a bar back, and I obviously had bartended before that for many years, and I was trying to get on over there. My buddy was the manager, and he was like, yo, we got an opening. We need a bar back. He's like, just start there. As soon as an opportunity opens for a bartender, we'll rotate you in. I'm like, all right, bet. So I bar back there. I've seen a lot of shit just from bar backing, but then the fun stuff came whenever I got put on, and they put me on well one with one of the nights. They were like, yo, like jump in. We'll see how everything goes. And yeah, obviously because I had prior experience and I knew how to get down, I was doing my thing. made the club on my part a bunch of money from just being a quick servicing bartender. And like I said, the group that we had, everybody just fucking banging them out, dude.
Yeah.
Making like my buddy who would show me at the end of the night, because he was manager, so he took care of all the books and everything. And he would see that we would do $13,000 in a night in sales. Not even, I think, including food from the 2 kitchens. Like this was just liquor. You know what I mean? And then we would do that for that's Friday night. And then we still got Saturday night, which is probably another like 8,000, 10,000.
It's open 3 days a week?
What's that?
It was open 3 days?
No, it was open 7 days a week. Yeah. The nightclub would be Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday would be like a brunch or like, for sports or football or whatever. We would have like a little private party from like one of the local, DJs or promoters would come and then throw their own little bash, and then it would just be facilitated there, and we would do the alcohol and then split at the door with whatever they negotiated with the owner.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would, so, it was nice. Like, it was just so much money, dude. And it was like, working 2 nights, it was like you were making like $30 an hour. You know what I mean? Because we would have nights where I'd go home tips, and we never got taxed on tips. Like the club ate it.
Yeah.
So we like my biggest night was like almost $800 in a night. It was like 7 something.
That's nuts.
Normally, even on a slow night during that time, you would still walk away at the end of the night with about 400.
Yeah.
If it was dead, 200. Like, and I'm talking like that was not happening too often during that time in that period for like the first like year and a half, 2 years. And then the owner got involved and just like started stealing from his own club, funneling the money into another of his restaurants, then stealing from that one, taking it out to Mexico with him, and just
blowing it.
Then he would like not be able to pay, and then like, whatever. It ended up getting to the point where like we all seen the writing on the wall. Like we had a nice thing going, like the management was great. And they're the ones that kept that shit popping. Well, whenever it started to go downhill, we kind of seen the way it was. He would come there and he would fucking drink, and he'd take expensive bottles off the shelf, and then he would get mad at the managers for letting him do it. It's like, brother, it's your club. Like, what do you mean? And then he was like, cheating on his wife, and his wife, like, they were kind of like, swinging and shit. And like, she would hit on, there wasn't too many guy bartenders. It's like me and 2 other fellas. And, it's just the way it was, dude. It was just a wild place. It's literally like Roadhouse, dog, like, but just modern day Roadhouse, like the fights, the brawls. Like, it would be a mosh in the middle of the nightclub would just be, hair pulling, wigs flying in the air. Like,
someone got stabbed there too, right?
Two people got stabbed. Which that's like, yeah, I can tell that story. I got in a scuffle.
Oh, that story.
Yeah,
nuts.
That one was a wild fucking story.
What did you do?
Oh, I got into it with this one fella, and I fucking thought I killed him. But I say that. I don't say
you
that.
You thought you
like,
killed him?
Yeah. Well, yes. Essentially, yeah. Fuck. Okay. So I guess I could just tell that story. It's just a long story, but basically what had happened is one night it was, you know, a popping night. Everybody was out. Everybody, you could always tell the shift in the crowd from being a bartender and watching out from everybody. Like, you see people, the vibe, you could feel it in the air. Like, you could feel when it's going to be a cool night, and then you can also feel when like the tide starts to shift and change.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, there's like tension or hostility in the air. And it's weird how you can feel that, but like everybody's kind of on guard. Like, people start getting drunk too quick. Little altercations happen. You see this guy with that girl with the da-da-da, then they start going back and forth, and you're like,
You're
all
just
right.
observing.
And yeah, and then you're like, okay, things are good. And it's just like the shared space. You see it start to manifest into this big ass, which ends up being like a brawl. Well, anyways, there's parts of the story I can't tell, but I'll tell like the important parts, I guess. So the night proceeds. It gets to the end of the night. We're wrapping up. I was now one of the lead bartenders, one of the 5, and I was helping out the barbacks because I knew what it was like being in that position. So I would take my truck and I would drive around to the back alley, and I would then load up all the trash in the back of my truck and then drive it down the alley to the big dump to help the barbacks out so they don't have to go back and forth.
Yeah.
This was a mess, dog. Like, there were broken glass, everything, the bags would break. I understood what it was like because I used to have to do it by myself.
Yeah.
And lock up and close, and it was a lot of work after I just barbacked for the entire nightclub all night. Like, I get it. So I would always try and show love and help them out. So anyways, it was just my young homie Santi. He was the one that was barbacking that night, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go grab my truck. I'll meet you in the back. He's like, all right, bet. So I go to walk out front, and behind me is my homegirl Angie and her now husband, and he was working as like the front where people would pay to get in, and so I'm not saying his name for a reason. I was like, because he still is a fighter and stuff like that, and he, you know, I don't want to like
cause no beef.
Exactly. Or just put him in any kind of weird situation, because it wasn't something, he just got thrown into a bad situation. Luckily it didn't escalate too far where they were able to get out of it. And then I ended up having to deal with it, which was like not the plan, and nobody's seen that coming. But anyways, I walk out to go get my truck, and everybody's piling out to the streets at this time. It's the end of the nightclub. Everybody's out there still trying to find, you know, whoever, trying to see what's going on next. I come out. There's this big ass motherfucker. I'm talking like he's big as shit, and he was all ganged out, like whatever. I'm not gonna say the color and shit. Just leave it at that. And he's a big old motherfucker, and you can tell he's intoxicated. He comes around the corner. He's like woo woo, like da da da, like
just talking shit
to one of the other bartenders named Danny, and Danny had a boot on. Like, he had fucked his ankle up. So he was just leaned up on the car talking to a girl that I had been talking to just like on some friend shit in the nightclub before I came out there. So as I was walking out, I see them by the car, and this dude comes around and he starts pressing them. Well, the girls are like, fuck off, like, get away from us. And then he's trying to press Danny, and Danny's like, I got a boot, and he's also not a fighter.
Yeah.
So whatever, I'm like standing right there like, what's going on, because I'm gonna obviously have to help them out if something goes down. So I'm walking, and then Angie and her mans, he walks to the street. He's like, hey. As soon as he went like that, the dude fucking swung.
Oh.
And so he, being a fucking trained fighter, he no hands. Like, he was like, I'm not throwing hands. So he just fucking winds up, whop out, kicks him to the side, hits him. The guy staggers back, and he's a big fucking dude. He ate that kick, bro. But it hit him. It hurt him. And then he grabs him and dips him to the ground. He gets on top of him, pins him down, and then I'm like in the street, like above everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't let him up until you check him.
Yeah, make sure he doesn't.
So he don't have nothing.
Him.
So Angie, she pats him down, whatever. He starts like trying to wiggle out, and old boy fucking bam headbutts him, fucking smacks him in the dome. And then he's like kind of like all punch drunk and dazed a little bit. So he gets up, and they like dip off together and go to their car, and they leave. So that girl now that was talking to Danny is next to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'll walk you to your car, because no, like everybody's erratic. Everybody's yeah. So I go to walk her to her car, and I hear behind me now Danny and another girl that were together as well. They dipped. They got in the car. Fucking. They were like, I'm not having none of that. So I'm like, hey, I'll walk you whatever around the corner because nobody's around. So I walk her, and as I'm walking her, I hear like ta 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 ta, and I turn around and old boy is like, get down, like let's get down, and I'm like,
he's just asking for it.
I'm like, bro, I do not want to get down with you, bro. Like you're big as shit, and like I didn't know if he could fight. I know I got hands, but I'm not like a trained fighter, and I'm not even trying to sit here and act like, oh, I could fight hella good. I could just punch hard.
You hold your own, yeah.
And I can hold my own, and I've grown up fighting in altercations, so it's not something I'm afraid of. I just don't want to do it if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be like all fucking prideful and ego. I'm like,
it's like for what? To prove a point to some bum?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want none, dog. And you're big as fuck, and it's just being homegirl. Like if he gets the best of me, like chalked, bro.
Yeah.
And so whatever. I'm like, bro. I'm like, I don't have a problem with you, bro. I'm like, as I'm walking backwards, like, boop, like making sure he don't like you rush me. So I walked back, and I knew at some point he was probably gonna rush me. So I'm kind of clocking it. I'm watching. I'm like, whatever. But I'm still trying to talk him down. Like I'm like, bro, like
relax.
And then I'm telling her, I'm like, go to your car, because she's like waiting behind me. And I'm like, get to your fucking car, because if shit pops off, I need to know that at least you're okay.
Yeah,
like you're good. So she gets to her car. She's standing in like when the car door opens in the jam or whatever. She's standing right there, like telling me, come on. And I'm still backing up, and then a cop pulls up on us, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, cool. I'm like it's done. Like the cop rolls his window down, shines his light on him and I in the street, squared up, and then rolls his window up and just dips. And then that's when I knew he was gonna he's gonna rush me.
Yeah.
So I step back on the curb. I get up on the curb, and then when he gets on the curb, I knew he kind of like was leaning forward.
Yeah.
So he was starting to rush me. So I fucking baited him, because I have my right hand ready, but I'm like, I need to get him to like look off my right hand so he doesn't expect it.
Yeah.
So I drop my left. He bites it. He goes for my left. He looks at my left hand, and I just fucking boom. Wow, I fucking cracked the shit out of him as hard as I could, bro. I popped him in the mouth so hard. His eyes went back, and his arms were like this. And he falls back, just boom. And when he fell back, I was already moving on top of him as he was falling. So I get on top of him, and I'm like leaned over like this, and I'm just just fucking cracking his shit, like boom. And then the girl now rushes behind me, and she's pulling out my shirt, and she's like saying my name, like da whatever. And I'm just fucking and then
you just saw red at that point.
Yeah. Also too, I was like, I can't let him get up, because like, dude, he was big as fuck. Like if he got the better of me and even got on top of me, like I couldn't.
Yeah, you can't
get him off. Like that's why I have one probably shot at this dude, and then that's it. Luckily, it worked in my favor. Knocked him out. Punched him up. Whatever. And then I she was pulling on me, and then like there's a part of me that knew I needed to stop.
Yeah.
Because I was like, so I thought that's where I thought I fucking killed. Like I kid you not. Like I was like, I wasn't worried, but I also was like, I hope I didn't kill this dude, because he wasn't moving.
Yeah.
And I stood there and waited, and she's like telling me, "Oh, let's go." And I'm like, "Hold on,
like let's make sure."
I had to watch. I waited till his chest took a breath, and right when his chest took a breath, I was like, "Okay, we're good. Like let's bounce."
Yeah.
Well, I'll fast forward now through the remainder of this story, because the rest of it's just annoying. But I get into so I got blood all over me. Like I have blood on my shirt, like right here. I have blood all on my knuckles and my hand, my arms. I have so much blood on me that I don't know if it's mine or if it's his.
Yeah.
Come to find out, I get into the nightclub. One of the girls, she's like, "Yo, I got you, whatever." I walk up to the sink. She's like washing the blood off my hands. I'm still like kind of like shaking, and my eyes are still like dilated and stuff, like because I was like in the rage or whatever. So I'm like coming down from that, and I'm like just like looking around, and she's like washing the blood off my hands, and then all my knuckles are just a cheese grater, like just gone. And it was from when I hit him in the teeth, like his teeth fucking cut up my knuckles, and then however many other times I hit him in the mouth, like I'm sure that probably made it worse too. And then anyways, so I was like, I was worried that because his blood in my blood, I was
you
like,
don't want no AIDS or nothing.
Yeah, luckily I'm good. I didn't have
you did your testing.
Yeah, and I'm straight. But Anyways, they wrap my hand up, and then all of a sudden, old boy's back outside, and he's just, I mean, bro, it was like a fucking horror movie. Like, he had blood all over his face and his mouth and his nose. Like, he was leaking, and he was punch drunk. He was done. Like, but my manager got word of it, and she went out there and told him to leave. And we were telling her, don't go out there.
Yeah.
And she still did, and that riled them back up. I went out there after her, and then the minute I took my eyes off of him,
he decked you.
He fucking swung, and it didn't hurt. Like, he clipped me on my ear, but it was like I moved, and then it pissed me off, and I got down with him again. Whenever we got him, like, not we, but like once we were all there. Once it was like everybody's like, that's enough. Like, no more, dog. Like, basically, they grabbed like his phone and his keys and tossed them. They were like, and
so
then,
you don't call for no backup,
right? That's why they were like, "No, we ain't playing this," because the owner, mind you, he called the cops, which the cop police office is down the street, like it's right around the corner.
Should pull up quick.
We would get so much action and bullshit that would happen there. The cops stopped showing up.
Wow.
So that's why they were like, they didn't want to deal with it, which is why I got into the altercation to begin with. They
just drove right past you.
They wouldn't show up to deal with the situation. So that was that. But anyways, he ended up dipping, and then I fractured boxing fracture from my wrist down to my elbow, and I bartended the next night. It just fucking hurt like a motherfucker. I had a little like thing for my wrist, but you can't bartend with that, so I just took it off, and then I was fine. I healed quick, and I was good. And I never seen him again, so I was like, cool, because I was worried he's gonna come back around.
Yeah, because he knows
was
where he
gang
worked.
affiliated,
Yeah.
but I think he was so punch drunk.
He didn't even know where he was.
He didn't even know who even whooped his ass. Like, he probably would have never even seen me and been like, that was the guy. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't even as big as I am now. Like, you know, I've been in the gym and gained weight and stuff like that, and muscle. But back then, like, this guy was a big fella, and I was maybe like 150, 145, 150, somewhere in between that ballpark, because that's why I was like, bro, I'm not a big guy, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the last fight that I got in there. I got into some shoving matches and stuff with people because security would never do their job, so I would end up having to check people and stuff like that, and then people would always be doing like cocaine in the bathroom, and then I'd have to be like, hey, bro, like, you can't fucking.
Yeah, just go do it outside.
And they would use like our employee bathroom because they would be like, oh, well, I know the owner, da da da. I'm like, I don't care who you know, bro. Like,
yeah.
So there was always little shit, but.
Didn't you catch a little bit of lovemaking over there in that employee bathroom?
Dude, we used to see fucking wild PDA, bro. Like, this is a little side one, but there's this dude that, he was like with his girl at the bar, and I'm like serving them, and I look over at one of my homegirls because she looked at me and she's like, bro, like, what are they doing?
Like, what's up with this dude?
He fucking grabbed her by the back of the hair and ripped her head back and fucking spit in her mouth, like.
And she was into it?
She loved it. And I was like, oh, yo.
Modesto, ladies and gentlemen. Modesto.
I was like, damn. But yeah, no, there was this one day, it was a Sunday, and they had like a little, it was very gay. Like, there was just a lot of, it was like literally for like, it wasn't Pride Month, but it was Pride influenced. It was like, that's what it was. So there's a lot of gay dudes there, which cool, vibing. Like, they're always a good time, man. Like, they're always like hella cool. Like, they don't really push the boundaries. They all flirt and stuff like that and try and flirt with you and whatnot.
It's kind of like a compliment, I feel like.
Sure. And there's also a sense of safety that people feel between the bartender, and because they know that you can't do anything. Not that I would anyways, but what I'm saying is, like, even with girls, like, they feel safe flirting with you. But I'm like, that don't make me special. If I was on the other side of this bar, they wouldn't give a fuck about me. It's just because I'm in a position of providing a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm making them good drinks. They can flirt with me, and they know I have to conduct myself, and I can't do it back. So it's like, it's just that type of vibe. So across the board, it don't matter what it is. I have older women, young women, dudes, like whatever. They always be like flirting and shit. So, I was the only guy on shift other than, I think Santi was there that day too. He was bar backing though, but he was, because he told me after what I had seen, he was like, bro, I think it was my fault that happened. And
No.
I'm like, what? Why? He's like, because they were trying to go to the back bathroom and I told them no. Because he's like, I had a feeling that that's what they were going to try and do. So they went to the employee bathroom, which is right behind the bar. And it was the owner's brother. He was like, well, people thought he was closeted, but we knew. Yeah. And we were like, he goes to the other fucking rancho to, to do his little thing. And then he comes here and he was always hella cool, super chill, like never really flirted or anything like that with any of us, like, or us dudes or whatever. He was like very like even tempered.
He conducted himself
until he got get to drinking. Then he got fucking super gay. It was like, well, he was like sloppy gay too. Like it was just funny, man. It cracked me up. But he never really ever said anything to me. But I also have a certain kind of demeanor about me. Not that I have an issue, but like it's just
you're hard to approach.
I'm not the one, yeah. But I was always like respectful to everybody. But anyways, so point being is that he's like hitting on this dude or whatever, and then like they go walk off together. They come back and they're getting more drinks, and he's getting drinks. They got a bottle. He's getting drinks. Then like there's like two other fellas that then are part of their group. So like you don't know who's with who. They're kind of all figuring it out. I think on like who's gonna get drunk enough and then leave together. Like I think it was like the die was in the air. Like it was however it landed. Well, they dip off, and then all of a sudden I'm like bartending, and I'm like, I haven't seen old boy in a while. I was like, I wonder if he left, because he's had an open tab, but it was his brother's the owner. So usually his brother will have him on a tab and then he pays it later. And so I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure, because other people were on that tab. I have to know if these guys were being comped on that tab or if they're on their own. That other dude dipped too, so somebody got to pay. Yeah. Anyways, my manager comes around the corner and she's like, hey, can you go check the bathroom? I think there's a bum in there showering. Like, because we would have homeless people sneak in and then go to the bathroom, and they would use the water and freshen up or whatnot. And then a lot of them were like fucking out of their mind. So she's like, I don't feel safe going in there. I was like, don't worry, I'll do it. Like, I'll go get him. So I go and open the door, and I see two booty naked dudes, and through the crack of the stall, because there's just one stall bathroom and it's like right there, and all I see is his drunk ass butt ass naked, pants on the floor, dogging this dude. Just dogging him, bro. I was like, oh no, bro, no. And he's like peeking over the deal, like looking, who's bro. And then it stops, and you don't hear the jingling of the fucking belt or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, bro, it's just one of those weird moments. Like, what do you do? So I was like, hey, y'all can't do that near. And then I closed the door. I was like, oh, bro. Oh, so I tell my manager, I'm like, yo, the owner's Blank was in there dogging out this dude. And she like dies laughing, bro. Then they all start laughing. And they're like, I feel so bad for you. Fucking walked in on that. I was like, oh, bro, that was rough. That's brutal. I don't care what it is or who it is. Like, you just like, that's not something that necessarily like you expect to see. Or like, I thought I was gonna go in there and like tell a bum to get out. Yeah. And I just see that, and I'm like, oh damn. All right.
And that's the owner's brother. You got to see him again.
No shame in their game, bro. They came out. Back to the other side of the bar, kept drinking like nothing ever happened. And then the security finally gets there. So the reason why on Sundays I played security a lot of the times is because they don't show up till after 5. So up to that point, it's up to me to make sure I handle
broad
everything.
Daylight?
Oh, this was like a brunch, like a Sunday brunch.
What? I thought this was like 2 a.m. No. This is daylight?
This is like noon, like this like 1 o'clock noon. Yeah, bro, I'm talking broad daylight booty popping, bro.
They still got the whole rest of the day, bro.
Yeah. So they were all fucking toasty, they super drunk. So I then go to the to the front because security got there, and the security called me over. He had heard already from the ladies, and he was like, bro, I heard you fucking walked in this shit. And I was like, yeah. And then he goes like that. I'm like, what? Because my back is turned to the bar, and he goes, and then bro has his hand in the back of Buddy's pants. I'm talking ass out to like, it was in his pants, but like back to like the crowd, like everybody can see this. He has his hand in his pants, just fucking
on the dance floor.
No, at the bar.
At the bar,
bro, with a fucking tequila in one hand and a fucking booty hole in the other, dog, popping his shit, and then takes his fucking hand down. I was like, bruh, what is going on? And so the owner found out, and he's like, I won't tolerate that gay shit in my club.
It's his brother.
He locked his brother up in his office and then had his sister come pick him up and take him home. So that gay dude he was finger popping and booty blasting in the fucking bathroom left with the other gay guy that was chilling with them. So I was like, bro.
No.
Yeah, it was just, what a wonderful place that was. It was like the funniest, randomest shit. But that's a little taste of a little bit of every kind of little avenue there. I mean, there's plenty of other stories, but I'll save that for some other times. But those are the two big ones. And then like the stabbing that happened to a guy got put into a coma from getting punched, and his hands were in his pocket when he got punched, so his head went back to concrete. Bow.
Fuck, was he okay?
He went into a coma, and then I think he had a lawsuit out on Ismael.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's some scary shit though.
That's the owner. Yeah, no, it's fucked up. Yeah, it was a homegirl of mine's, like I think cousin or something that it happened to, and it was fucking terrible. But yeah, it was always shit like that going down, bro, like fights and just random stuff, and then, yeah, I can't think of anything else other than like, I mean, we used to just get fucking hammered. I eat fucking mushrooms. This other girl, Hannah. She was a cocktail waitress, and she would always be shrooming. And so she was like, yo, Kev, do you want shroom? I was like,
popping a shroom and serving drinks is nuts.
Brother.
I'd be in a different universe.
Brother. So I mean, it was a little bit more than a microdose. I was like, oof, I probably shouldn't do that again. I did it again.
You did it.
Yeah, I did it again.
At work is crazy.
But the second time was even worse. And I was like, because dude, your brain is like all over the place. So I would be like, fuck, what did they ask me for again? Like, and I'm serving like hundreds of people, like fucking 5 drinks at a time. That's the worst
atmosphere to do
like,
shrooms in.
Oh yeah, but I'm just a red liner, dude. I stay on that red line. I'm always like, oh well, I'll see if I can fucking manage it. I get hammered and be bartending, like fucking doing my thing, dog. Like
flow state.
Yeah, killing it. And then like the mushrooms though, they threw me for a loop ski. I was like, ooh, and then also too, because you're very in tuned with like where you look out at this crowd of people and they all look like they're just fucking sucking the life out of you.
It's like that
they're
SpongeBob
just like,
episode where it's like all the people come at once to order the burgers.
Bruh, it was one of those things. It made my soul not feel good. I was like, oh, this is gross. Like all these people are just like fucking
vultures.
Like,
give me a drink.
And like you could feel the anger and like the bad energy from them. It didn't feel good. And then I would turn around and go put the fucking drinks on the screen, and you go from a dark lit like like nightclub with like strobe lights and shit to then you turn around to this big bright screen that's like whoa 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 whoa, and I'm like fucking trying to go and press the drinks in, and then I have to turn around and make them, and then I'm like, I figured it out and I made it through. Nobody see me stumble, but
it's a horrible experience.
Oh yeah, it wasn't great. But that, it's just what you do, man.
My best shroom experience, we popped shrooms and then we went to Food for Less. And I was just looking at all the yellow colors everywhere. And I'm like, this is nice.
Hell
we
yeah.
got some cosmic brownies.
Oh yeah.
That was a good day. But then the first time I did shrooms, we went to the fucking Great Mall in San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the mannequins were coming to life.
Like, there was also, you said there was like shoes that like you thought were made of wood chips.
Yeah, that's AG. AG's fucking, he was on shrooms and he bought these shoes from he saw this mannequin. He's like, he looked at the outfit, because you know how they put like the outfits they're trying to promote on the mannequins. Uh-huh. He looked at it and he was like, this is incredible. I need this. He bought the whole thing. He bought everything the mannequin was wearing, and in front of the mannequin was like these little wood chip shoes. They look like Toms, right? But they were like made out of wood chips. It looked like
corks and shit.
Bad quality, like Jesus sandals, but like worse, you know? And he's like, I need these. And he bought them. And then, like, we were all roasting him while he's buying it. Like, why are you doing this? Like, this shit's ugly as hell. And then he was like, nah, dude, this is sick. And then, like, the next day, he starts looking at his outfit. He's like, fuck, I shouldn't have bought all that shit. And I was like, we told you, bro. And he's like, I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it proudly. I'm like, you're an idiot, dog. That's horrible. But the whole time we did shrooms in the Great Mall, dude, I was just looking around at all the mannequins. It looked like they were coming to life. All the people looking at us. Like,
I don't like that.
They're just judging us.
I don't like
It's
that,
like
bro.
they know.
Yeah, I'm already kind of like a recluse in a lot of ways. Like, bro, mushrooms do not make me want to be out in public.
Yeah, definitely
Like,
not.
I'm down to kick it and like vibe. I did mushrooms whenever I was in Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah.
We had got a cabin out there, and it was just a couple of us. And
I think that's the best place to do it.
that was
Nature.
fun, bro. We were just chilling, like the trees. The fog was rolling through the trees. Like, you have a little bit of sunlight. It felt like a scene out of Twilight. Like,
Yeah.
it was fucking cool, bro. It was a good time. And I was like, it just felt good. And I was like, remember telling myself, like, whatever it is that I have to do in life to get back to this, like, that's what my goal is. Like, removed from like this, like, New York style living where everything's just fucking build high and tall and claustrophobic and no grass for miles, and it's just streets and city and noise, and it just feels like, even though we're obviously in California, but it just feels that way here in a lot of ways. And like the nightclub was the perfect example of like that consistent and constant environment where I'm like, dude, there's something that's just not good for your spirit. You know, it just doesn't feel good. Like, and this was like, not even being on shrooms, but just recollecting and thinking back. Like, I loved that time. Like, it was great, but it's short lived. One, you can't sustain it. You will be eaten by it. You know,
your brain will be fried.
It's a beast of a thing, and you can't do it for a long time, especially if you have other goals and ambitions for life. Like, the money was good until it wasn't. You know, the hours are crazy. You don't have your weekends. Like, you'll never catch me in a club unless I was bartending in it.
Yeah.
My whole life, I was never that guy. So, like, it was funny that then you'd be like, well, why would you want to be a bartender? It's because I was like, I'm at least making money.
Yeah.
I'm making good money too. And I love bartending. And I like making, like, dude, I'll make fucking AMFs, 4 bottles in each hand, and I make all these drinks and, like, you know, shaking them up and having fun and making my own shit. And like, people always tell me, like, girls always like, well, make me something, like, like, make me something different or new or whatever. And I'll be cooking them up or whipping them up stuff. And like, that was fun to me.
Yeah. And you like providing a good time to people.
Yeah.
You like being a host, providing the hospitality, the energy.
I love it. Barbecuing, making drinks, like bartending, talking with people, obviously with us doing a pod, like, I like that. So it's funny that like I'm very removed from like wanting to be integrated into that, but I like to be on the service end of it.
Yeah. You like to be behind the counter. You don't want to be in the crowd.
Yeah. Exactly. I think that stems from like me like to be on the stage, not in the crowd. Yeah. Me like to be like, you know, the one with the microphone and not the one not necessarily always listening.
Because like the deeper psychological thing behind that is like everybody there is gravitating towards you. Like if you're in a club, everybody in the club, like their best friend is the bartender.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you make good drinks. That's another thing. I was thinking about this the other day when we were talking about bringing this topic up, and it's one of those things that like when you're a bartender, when people that are bartenders skimp people out of alcohol, there's 2 things that would irritate me. It's treating and leading on to your next customer with the same taste you have in your mouth from the prior one. What I'm saying is though is also like dude, we're in a club where it's $13,000 in a night. Give them the stiff drink, bro. Like, you're trying to save the owner money. They don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, he's over here stealing from his own club, and you're gonna be on a specific 1, 2, 3 pour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15. Splash of fucking
Who's gonna check
Coke.
that? Who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna get you in trouble for that? Nobody.
The owner also he didn't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because he was too busy in his own little ventures and like in turning it into a fucking brothel and a fucking playpen for him. Yeah. But no, dude, I was always a heavy hand Kev, bro. Like, I'll put that pour on it. If you want it lighter, tell me and I'll make it lighter for you. I have no problem with that. But if you ask for a whiskey Coke, I'm giving you whiskey with a Coke. Mm-hmm. Like, that's it. It's there for the aroma, dog. Like, we're on a mission. I'm gonna get you there. You know what I mean? And I just like, that's what it means to be a bartender, dog. You're paying overpriced. You're paying $9 fucking for a bullshit drink.
9 is cheap.
But
$22 LA.
Right, if you're doing something more up there. But when you're doing a quick service bar, you're doing like a $14.
Quick service in LA is 22.
Right. But yeah, out here it's a little different. But anyways, like, it's just, those are like the things that like that's how then people come to you and they come to your well because they like the way you make shit. Because they're like, yo, I know I'm paying a gang of money. I'm going to tip you. And he gave me a good drink. Isn't that a beautiful, harmonious, like, exchange and interaction?
Yeah.
I got you, you got me. Like,
that's the way it should be.
Right. But a lot of people are like trying to save the club money. Get out of here with that. Like, fuck all that, bro. They're getting the bottles already for dumb ass cheap and flipping them flipping them for way fucking more and upcharging on the drink. He's not gonna go bankrupt from anything other than his own fucking hands and his own demise and his own greed. It ain't gonna come from me doing an extra 3-second pour. Like, get out of here. Anyways, I had a fucking blast, dude.
Yeah,
I had a good
sounds
time.
fun, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was sober for a period of time for 3 months whenever I was there too. Mm-hmm. So that was fun. That gave me a good perspective. And then there was times where I was like,
hammer.
Gone.
We were talking about yesterday how it's like when you're sober and then you're around a bunch of drunk people, it gives you a different perspective of like alcohol use, and like it kind of turns you off from partaking in alcohol, especially when you're sober for long periods of time and you're around people that are fucked up all the time. It kind of gives you the ick, you know?
Yeah, when the train has left the station and you're like, oh, 'cause the first couple are great because like I was saying yesterday, like it's achievable for everybody to be in like this state of like buzzed where everything's lighter and happier and you don't have to drink to feel and be able to reciprocate and understand that feeling. It's just a lifted mood. But then it's after the, fifth drink comes and the sixth, and you're like, oh yeah, we're being split in like the mentality and the vibe and the whatever, and like the where this is going, we're now partying. Yeah. So you start to feel at a place you kind of just don't want to be around it because you're not having good conversation. You're talking to a grown infant that is like being silly, and I'm not saying that to dog nobody. I'm like, bro, that's me. Like I've been hammered having like fucking prolific conversations of what I thought were like, philosophical or making plans for this and that or joking and laughing, and it's a good old time.
Yeah.
But you realize like you're also talking to another person that's just as drunk as you.
Yeah.
So it's like an exchange of like you're on the same wave. Like when you're that drunk and you're trying to talk to somebody that's sober, they look at you like, bro, you're an idiot. And then you're like, yeah, I know I am. And you feel like an idiot, you don't want to talk to a sober person when you're aware that you're fucking drunk. It's just not fun, but to my fellow drinkers and drunkies out there, like fucking keep hammering away, dude. Hammering. Yeah, it's a fucking good time, dude. But I like who I've found myself to be as of this course of 9 months, man.
Yeah, 9 months sober is incredible, dude.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been cool, and it continues to be,
Being clear-headed and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a dream that you broke your sober streak.
I know you told me.
And that shit was bad, bro. Please don't break your sober streak. Because drunk you in my dream was not a good time.
Yeah, but that's also not a good depiction of me in reality because I'm not that guy. That dream, though, it had to have stemmed from us having that conversation yesterday because we talked about being, drunk in sobriety for quite a while.
Yeah, for context, I had a dream last night that this fool, I think we're celebrating the 10th episode of the podcast, which is actually next episode, by the way, so unconsciously, I guess. But we're celebrating 10th episode, and he was saying, like, oh, we should have a drink and celebrate. And I was like, oh, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm on heart medication. I can't drink right now, and you're on your sober streak. I don't think you should be drinking right now, too. And he's like, oh, let's just have one. I'm like, all right, just one. And this fool did not just have one, bro. This fool got fucking hammered in my dream. And then, like, he, broke the windshield of my mom's car so he could stick his head in and take a nap in it. It was, like, a weird-ass dream. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, Kev?
Yep.
So that's a sign that you got to stay sober, dog.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think I would do that in real life.
I don't think so either.
My track record doesn't show it.
I mean, you decked a fool outside of a nightclub. I think anything is.
I did. One, I was sober, and two, I didn't have a choice, pal. I had to fucking survive, but yeah, fucking hell, man. Yeah, there's some good stories, dude. I got plenty of them. I got a bunch of ones that don't pertain to the nightclub.
I know you got a fucking crazy ass story about your experience with ChatGPT. Am I right?
Oh yeah, you wanted me to bring that up. I didn't. I said this a couple episodes back, probably like 4 episodes ago, that I was like, I don't want to fucking talk about it because I was
it was like daunting.
It was weird, bro. But then I got over it, and I'm like, like we're being watched anyways. Like, who gives a shit, you know? Truthfully, and and then that's where I was like, okay, I'll be open to talking about it. Plus, I also seen a lot of other people doing the same thing where basically, I got this from a podcast. I don't know who the podcast name is, so I apologize. But I've seen a gang of other people start to do it, and I was like, okay, people obviously probably seen that same podcast and then did their own rendition of it. But to the point, and so you guys kind of understand what I'm saying here, is that you go on ChatGPT, and he had a list of things and rules like, you know, keep the answers short and concise and to the point. Anytime you want to say yes, but you can't, and that you're being forced to say no, say Apple, right? And then it's saying, you know, and there's a couple other ones, but those are the 2 main rules. So I started asking it like, you know, are we being watched? And it was like, yes. And then I was like, you know, by who? And it says governments and agencies and this and that.
It can only give you 1-word answers.
1 word or a couple words.
Yeah.
It won't go on this whole tangent. It really just is like the quickest and most to the point answer it could give you. Sometimes it's like a sentence, but very like, I'm talking like a short sentence, like what I just said right now. Like, and then I went on from there, and I was like, you know, like, are they good? And it was like, no. And I said, is this dangerous? And it said yes. And then I was like, are you supposed to be talking to me about this? And it said no. And I said Pandora, and it said out. And I said, is it too late? And it said Apple. And there was a couple other ones that I was like, oh, it's like making my hair on my arm stand up. And I was like, I asked it some other questions that weren't too crazy, but then I was like, I took a break from it because when it started saying like that we're being watched and that like I was like, okay, maybe I should like slow down, because I'm also doing this like late at night. I was on my phone like trying to fall asleep and I was fucking around, and then and then I was like aliens, and then it says real, and I was like where, like, you know, where, and it said there, it said the name of a planet, and I don't have it off the recall my memory, but it said a specific species of alien and the planet. And I said, where is it located? And it said near the Orion's belt. And then it was like connected to some like conspiracy theory and like old text of this specific planet that they believe that life comes from, an advanced species that has their own AI and that is like miles and miles and miles and century and millennium beyond our comprehension and beyond our intelligence, and that we're infantile. And basically it says that it is in communication with us, and it has been for a long time. And then I started asking it questions about that, and it kept saying like a lot of the things. It was like Apple. And I was like,
it just didn't want to tell you nothing.
It just couldn't. So it was forced to say no, but it wanted to say yes. So that's why I would say Apple. And yeah, so I went on with that for quite a while, and then I came down to the understanding that if that is true, and it's not just a hallucination or a glitch in the AI, you know, deal, we're in for some interesting shit to come around. But yeah, and then I seen a lot of other people do it and post their video online. I didn't post my video online because I wasn't trying to fucking get views from it.
You don't want them to know that you know.
Well, they know. They know, because obviously if the phone watches, I'm like, bruh, I'm like, you know how many fucking times like we've in our own by ourselves said like some fucking sexist stuff, some racist shit, some mean stuff, some funny stuff.
They got tea on everybody.
Sang and can't sing. Like, bro, I fucking shaved my gooch one time and had my phone underneath so I could see like a mirror. And so like if they have camera,
so
they just got straight.
Wait,
fucking,
so the hairs off your gooch fell directly on your phone.
Fucking
just sprinkle.
Fucking Salt Bay over here, dog.
That phone that we were recording on?
No. This was a long time ago. But no, I'm like, bro, like the government having access to our shit, they're probably just like peeking on everybody's phones and they're like, what the fuck is that?
Like, here you go, FBI guy.
Fucking maintenance in the devil's driveway, dude.
That's crazy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, like everybody, like, and also too, like, you think about yourself and you think like, oh man, like how embarrassing would it be if like the stuff that came to light that I've done behind closed doors, and then you got to think like you're one in hundreds of millions of people that have done just as the same or worse things than you have and more embarrassing stuff, and you're probably not at the top of their list.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that also it did say was that like what types of people should be worried about exposure and about being like put on blast essentially. And it says people that go against the system. And I said, okay, well, what does that mean? And it said, what are the people called that go against like their own movement, like they're
anarchists,
rebels. Yeah, there you go. It didn't say anarchists, it said rebellions, and like people that rebel against the system. They're the ones that should be worried because they're gonna watch you. And if you start to make a wave and you start to make a difference, you start to make, fuck up their status quo and the things that they want to happen. Yeah, you're probably gonna have a Gooch video out there that surfaces. Yeah, no, but that's just real deal, buddy. Like, it's crazy, it's fucking wild. But that's just like the world that we live in. There is no such thing as privacy and secrecy or anything like that. Like from everything that you've looked up on P-Hub to everything you Google to everything like that that you put in your cart and deleted, like everything your homies have sent you.
Yeah, they track your data
all
everywhere.
like, bro, and they are watching everything. So it's like we're just a very broken and fucked up race of beings. So like nobody's perfect. Like everybody, like also too, like along with that, like if you looked at somebody's search history, you'd probably be like, you're a piece of shit. But also too, they could be like the nicest human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they could be like, I have no hate in their heart and just be a good human. But the thing is like we're interesting creatures. We all have weird like kinks and weird vibes and weird tendencies and all these little intricate things, especially the stuff that you do and subconsciously behind closed doors that you don't even realize you do. It's just a part of who you are, like the way you organize stuff or the way that you like your routines or your rituals. The
order that you do things.
Yeah, or like the stuff that you say out loud or talking to yourself. Like bro, I talk to myself all the time, like working out ideas in my head or speaking out loud to then be able to write stuff down. And it's like, people would hear that and be like, this motherfucker's goofy, bro.
It's like you got voices in your head.
Yeah, like you're goofy, but everybody does it. Yeah. Like it's not like, and I think like the more that people realize that it is just a human tendency and that's just the way that we are and programmed, like at some point, dog, there's going to be no secrets. There's going to be no hiding. There's going to be no incognito mode. Like everything that we do and everything that we are. And like, God forbid the day that you're able to like read somebody's mind. Like you're chalked, bro. Like you know how many times like you think like the craziest fucking shit in your head that you would never act on, but like it's like uncontrolled thoughts that people get, like just of like, I wonder if I fucking drop kick this person right now. Meanwhile, you're having a conversation with them and you're like, why did I fucking think that?
Yeah, intrusive thoughts. You're at the grocery store. You're thinking, like, what if I just fucking deck this cashier?
Yeah. Like what happens if I just fucking yeeted this watermelon? You know, it's like people get that shit all the time. Like, but obviously you're not going to act on it. But there's like a whole study on like where that comes from. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to try and sit there and talk about it like I do. But I do know that there has been people that have studied that. Like, why is it that humans do that? Mm-hmm. Like, why do we like why is it the most perverse, fucked up shit enter our brains of stuff that we know we would never act on, but it
like why is like, the thought even
where
there?
Does it come from and why?
Yeah,
is it like a social pressure to like, don't fucking do it? And then the more that you get that in your brain, like, don't fucking do it, the more you're like, I'm going to do it. You know,
that's what rebellion is. That's why people rebel, is because once you tell somebody don't do it, of course they're going to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's just like human nature. Same thing, you raise your kids in a very strict way. You're just like, oh, you can't do this. You can't date at this age, blah, blah, blah. And then they're just going to rebel and do it anyway. And most of the time it ends up being worse if you just let them do whatever they wanted to do.
Right. Yeah. It's fucking... That's interesting, man. It's fucking wild, you know. Either way, aside from that, like, I think I'm gonna, and I even hate even saying this stuff out loud because like I don't like talking about like, oh, what I'm going to do. Like I'm kind of just, I never really know, and I try and just like move. So I'm not trying to like put myself on blast or anything, but like I'm gonna I'm gonna dabble and give it a go with trying to post a little bit more.
Yeah.
And maybe put a little bit of my personality out there and just see what happens. And then if I could apply myself and then just see what happens, great, I'll continue on with it. But if I can't get something going, and if it makes me just feel fucking repulsed by the idea of doing it, I think I'm done with socials.
Well, I mean, I think you're already putting your personality out there on this pod.
Yeah,
does
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
Well, this is helping me open up to feeling a little bit more willing to do that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because like even the clips that I post on my account, like a lot of the clips I post on my account are of you talking. They're like clips that you could have posted on your own account.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's your personality, you know?
Yeah.
So
I need to take a good amount like today and kind of organize it and then post or get some stuff ready to post, like that one that you edited the other day of that dude getting glaze on his face.
The one you edited the other day.
Remember you edited
no,
it?
Hell no. Yo, there's a fucking cut down this fool made. It's the fucking most repulsive cut down I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Yeah, baby. We're here for the vibes.
I was like, dude, I asked him to help me make cut downs for this pod, and that's the first one he made, bro. He did one where it's like, the opening is like you can enter a flow state just by jerking off or something like that.
No, I said you can't get into flow state by jerking off.
Yeah, see, but that's his opening clip. And then the next, he did a B-roll of a dude with freaking lotion all over his face. But you know what it means.
What do I mean?
Why did you do
that? Nah, man, it's fucking art, bro. It's for the art. It's for the culture, dude.
Oh my god.
It's for the vibes.
Yeah, you got to like post it up on the screen right there, what you did.
Oh, I'll post a video, all right. I'm posting that shit and go viral from it because all these like perverted little bastards out there are going to be like.
We're going to get like flagged and demonetized after that.
Get some zen on the chin, buddy.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so he made that video and then he was like, bro, check this out. He's like, we got to post this. I was like,
no.
I was like, that's super perverted. Shock. I can't believe you would send this to me. And then I was like, yeah, I'm like gaslight. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bro.
All right. It was me.
Of course it was him.
Me. It was me. But it's sick. You guys are going to enjoy it. It's
oh my
awesome.
god. I'm pretty sure one of the B-roll clips you use is like a girl's tits in there. It looked like a chick. I'm pretty sure that was
when they're smiling.
Yeah,
bro. I it wasn't intentional, but I kind of thought that too. I was like,
that's not a dude.
AI made it. I was like, is this a trans person with their shirt off?
You got to take that one out. Yeah,
is it?
It is.
Right? It kind of looked feminine, but I wasn't
very
sure.
Feminine. It was a chick with tits, and I'm like, we can't post.
I'll put a blur on it. What are you gonna do?
Oh man, Kev.
It's a winner.
Okay.
It's a winner.
I gotta wait till after I'm done interviewing for Jaws.
Yeah,
to post that one.
It's a winner. I'm gonna tag on there that you made it.
Oh my god. Anyways, all right, guys. I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode.
Oh, all right.
We can't have Kev talking about jizz faces and tits anymore. It's just how to.
I wasn't, dude. I was just talking about the video you made. Well, we'll end it on that, I guess. Appreciate you guys. I love y'all. This is a video where we're using two cameras.
Yeah,
two
this
different
is the
angles,
first time we're trying this out.
instead of being in one scene together the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So leave comments, hit us up personally, DM, whatever. And let us know what y'all think.
Yeah, do you guys prefer this 2-angle approach, or would you rather just have like the one wide angle where you see us both in frame? Because right now we don't really have a wide angle. We're just kind of panning back and forth whenever one of us is talking.
Yeah. Two cameras, 2 angles, and then when I edit, I'm gonna then manually go back and forth between us as we're speaking and engaging together. Just to give a little bit of a different vibe. Obviously, it's all trial and error and testing this stuff out while we're at the early stages of the pod to see like the best system that works for it. So obviously, from the viewer side of things, for anybody that has their specific preference, there we go, preference on what is appealing to the eye and what is more engaging, I'm open to kind of moving towards doing, even if it takes a little bit more time. I'm all for it. So tap in, let us know.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Appreciate you guys.
Love you guys, man.
Yeah, love y'all, and keep being great. We'll see you on the next one.
The next
That'll
one
be
is
the
episode
digits.
10, bro. Double digits.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you can't go crazy on this one. I had a dream on episode 10. This fool fucking
Right. No, I'm gonna be fucking sitting here with my hands in my pockets.
yeah,
Dog. I ain't,
on your best behavior.
yeah, I ain't drinking, man. Hell nah. Yeah, that's a conversation for another time because we talked about on whether or not this is like a forever thing or for a now thing. Because I didn't have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It was a choice that I made because I wanted to get my life together and I wanted to accomplish stuff and just see what I could accomplish and see how I felt mentally, physically, everything, and the benefits from that and the person that I was able to become through it and that I'm still becoming through it. So just so everybody's aware,
He's not an alcoholic.
No, I wasn't yet. I was always good. I haven't had an issue with quitting. But I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know if I'll want to dabble and have a drink down the road or if I'm just going to be like, nah, this is it. But everybody that's encouraging and that has been rocking with me and watching this journey, makes it that much more important, the fact that I'm able to see this through. So,
And we could touch more on that on the next episode, y'all.
Absolutely. But until then, have a good one. Keep being great. And go touch some grass.
Yeah, please go hug a tree. All right. Gone.
Gone.